Hello ladies, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be on being feminine and classy while dating. Now, we all know that today's dating climate is it's it's something else, that's for sure, and it's very hard to kind of find your one in today's dating climate because everybody is kind of out for themselves and there's a lot of self-righteousness. No one wants to get played, no one wants to give too much, but people and everyone just wants to receive. Nobody is too keen on giving anything to anyone unless they get something in return. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you ladies about how to keep it classy, cute, and feminine, and also stick to your Christian values while dating. So my first tip is to, if you're going to online date in particular, or in general, I would not message a man first, and I personally would not approach a man first. Men are all about the chase and they're all about hunting, and a man will value what he's able to pursue from the very beginning. So I know there's a lot of stories of women who have shot their shot and they did get lucky with a guy who they ended up with and marrying and are still with, and that's perfectly fine. But those incidents should not be taken as protocol. I would still allow men to pursue you first, because those are the men that are actually most likely going to love you and value you and take you seriously. I have dated men that have pursued me first, messaged me first, or approached me first. And I've also shot my shot first. And every time I've shot my shot first, the relationship, I ended up not being valued for who I was towards the end. And compared to the guys who pursued me first, were still to this day are still so interested in me and checking up on me and wanting to basically continue on where we left off. And I had my reasons for leaving those men, but in terms of the different types of interest and value that a man will give you or value he will put into you, there is definitely a difference at times. My second tip, and I think this is very important, is to not answer the phone or text men after a certain time. I personally do not answer the phone or text men anytime after 9:30 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m., just depending on how I'm feeling, but I never answer the phone or text back men late at night, period. Men need to know that your time is valuable, and if they're really interested in wanting to get to know you, they will use the best time of day to do so. They will not use the late night hours to try to talk to you and get to know you in order to have you as a valuable woman in your life. The right man will text you. The right man for you that wants you will text you bright and early, and he will check up on you and want to get to know you and make plans to see you and want to talk to you on the phone while the sun is out. He will have no shame and no problem doing so. Do not think that late night conversations is when things get deep and personal. They're not. That's just when the lust and the infatuation and the rush to do things that are not the time to do, that is when those things happen, late at night. And if you're looking for something real and long-term and personal and a man to value you, you have to set those boundaries. And they are very important and they make such a difference. My third tip is whenever you go on a date or hang out with a man for the first, second, third, whatever time in general, up until the point you're his wife, I would always make sure that when you're out in public or around anyone else or on a date, whether, like I said, you're courting boyfriend or husband and you have date nights, dress conservatively, still keep your style, still keep your what makes you and your personal style, but make sure that it's not too revealing. It's not raunchy. It's very conservative, classy, and clean. You just don't want to give off the wrong message at any point. I would say this is especially important when you're in the relationship or you're his wife, because you still are letting him know that you are a woman to be cherished and respected, and he will always look at you as the woman that he originally thought you were before he initiated the relationship or proposed. You always want to keep that same image. You never want to let yourselves go. You want to keep your same style, your same image, and you want to have a consistent, your aura. You want to keep it consistent when you're around your man. The fourth tip, and I feel like this is going to be hard for a lot of ladies because this can be a challenge. I see a lot of memes and videos on this one, but it's to be decisive. So when a man asks you, what do you want to do? Where do you want to eat? Give him a place, give him a location, tell him the type of food you're interested in eating. Always have something in mind when your man is asking you a question. Always have an answer. I don't know is not classy. It's not, it just doesn't give grown and sophisticated woman energy. Feminine women always have a plan. It's part of discipline, and they know what they want, and all they need is to just be asked what they want so that they can receive it. The problem should never be that you don't know. The problem should always be how often, or how much is he asking you what you want. But you should always know what you want to do with the guy. You should always know what type of guy you're dealing with and how you want to navigate that relationship. Do not say, I don't know, whatever you want to do today. No. If you know that you've been browsing the internet, talking to people about activities you want to do, and you recently seen a sale go on for the museum, say, I would like to go to the museum today. Be cognizant of what's going on in your life, ladies, so that when a man asks you, what do you want to do? Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? Would you like to travel somewhere this weekend? Have an answer. This is a turn on for men because it leaves them knowing more about you and how they can make you happy. Men are not mind readers. Men are not mind readers. They want you to tell them what you want. In order for that to happen, you have to know what you want. You have to be decisive, and you have to stick to what you want. Don't say you want to go to the museum. Don't tell him that on Wednesday, just to tell him on Friday, actually, I want to go to the aquatic park or whatever. No, keep it the museum. And then the next outing, say the aquatic park. Stick to your decisions, ladies. Do not piggy back and forth. Be assertive in what you want, but feminine and classy, and especially when asked. My fifth tip, ladies, is to not nag, judge, or assume while you're dating. If you do not have any proof or evidence that something is going on that you may think is going on, you have no reason to think so. You need to have some kind of sign, some kind of proof before you present anything that you may think or feel to your man. Don't say you feel one way, but then you can't name a scenario that led you to feel the way you feel. Because you don't want to look emotionally unstable. You don't want to look crazy. And usually women look crazy when they say a bunch of things and they have no proof to back up what they're saying. So make sure that when you are expressing yourself, expressing your emotions, that you actually can bring up a time something happened, that you have proof and evidence to prove how you feel, and to not nag, judge, or assume things that you have no real reasoning for. This is why women start to look crazy to men after a while, because you assume a lot, you judge, and you have no real evidence to back up whatever you're saying. You need to just communicate how you feel each time something happens that you're not liking, or each time you notice something that you're not liking. I notice that you are, for example, I notice that you are spending a lot of time with your friends, and I just want you to know that I really enjoy spending time with you. And if you would like to continue this relationship with me, I'm going to need us to spend more time together. That's okay to say. You don't sound desperate. You don't sound thirsty. You're expressing yourself. You're keeping it real. So make sure that you're always doing that. Keep it real. Don't nag, judge, or assume, or try to play mind games to get your man to say or do something that you want him to do. You have to take him for what he is, and you have to accept, or you don't have to accept, but you have to just decide if that is something you want to deal with long term. But nagging and judging and trying to get him to do things he doesn't want to do is not going to help in any way, shape, or form when you're dating or when you're in a relationship. You want to keep it real, keep it cute, keep it classy. And anything you bring up that bothers you, make sure you have a good reason for why this bothers you. Don't just wake up and feel some type of way to feel some type of way. That is not how you are going to succeed in any relationship. Ladies, my sixth tip when it comes to staying classy and feminine while dating, this actually doesn't have to do much with dating, but that is to get a hobby, develop some new skills. Never forget about your self-care routine. Keep yourself up, stay in the gym, and don't forget about the stuff that makes you you. These are the things that most likely attracted the man to you in the first place. And you don't want to have him be so consumed with the man and have him on your mind and always wanting to talk to him that you're forgetting about the things that made you you. You definitely don't want to fall off. Still continue to work out. I don't want to say stick to your diets, but if you were on a nutritional journey, still stick to that. Do not forget about the things you used to do before you met your man, before you started dating. Don't forget. And make sure that you stick to them, that you stay disciplined, that you have a routine. And even if your man wants to hang out, or the guy you're dating wants to hang out on a night where you know you should be doing your routine, tell him that you would like to reschedule. There's nothing wrong with that. If a man really wants you, he will also allow for you to do things on your time. He's not going to want to have you neglect yourself just to be with him. If he's a good man and he's a man that wants you. My seventh and final tip is to ask a lot of questions. Whether you're on a date, on the phone, texting, always have a lot of questions to ask your man. Make sure that you listen very well. But in order to listen well, ask those questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask deep questions. Ask questions about his childhood. What are some traumatic experiences he's been through? You want to make sure you find out all of those answers just to make sure that you know the man you're dealing with. When you're able to properly vet a man, you'll know early on if he is an abuser, if he is narcissistic, if he has any kind of insecurity issues that will affect you in the relationship. And the only way you're going to know this for sure and be able to tell this is not only the things he does, but also his life experience. And you're only going to know that knowledge if you ask questions. All right, ladies, so those are all the tips I have for you. That concludes this video. Comment down below if you have any other additional tips to share with everyone. Until next time, ladies, bye.